Testing. Okay, we are being filmed on WHCI, so thank you for that. I'm calling the 6 p.m. public hearing on the budget to order. This is the 2024-2025 fiscal year budget as proposed by the town manager and superintendent of schools. Roll call, Mr. Davidoff.
Good evening, Madam Mayor. Councilor Blanks.
Present.
Mayor Cantor.
Here.
Councilor Cortez.
Here.
Councilor Fay.
Present.
Councilor McGinnis.
Present.
Councilor Pullen.
Here.
Councilor Walters.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Winograd.
Here.
Councilor Zdanowitz.
Here.
Thank you, Mr. Davidoff. We are going to go to public comments, and so, Mr. Ledwith, if you don't mind checking the sign-in sheet. But while we do that, Mr. Clerk, have you had any written comments?
Yes, I have, Madam Mayor. We've received two pieces of correspondence from members of our community. We received a letter from Foley DeRosiers asking that elementary counseling services not be removed from the budget. And we received a correspondence from Jeffrey Sidewater expressing opposition to the almost 5% proposed real estate tax increase for next year. Both of these documents have been uploaded to Civic Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Davidoff. So I have one person signed up to speak, and that's Kaylee Fagan. State your name, and is that just attendance? Yes, okay, but not to speak. Okay. Is there anybody here that would like to speak on the budget? Okay. We will wait 5 or 10 minutes or so and see if anybody wants to come in. There was a little confusion on the sign-up time for this, or the time of this hearing, so we are actually going to recess and then reconvene at 7:30 if there are people that received that communication that 7:30 is the time of the public hearing. So, well, we will just wait for a little bit longer in case people are running late. Thank you. keep public comments to 3 minutes. We
That's
give a little
fine.
when the
Yeah,
room's empty, but,
I guess I was confused. I wanted to listen and then respond.
gotcha. Okay.
So I've lived in West Hartford for going on 23 years. And one of the things that happened during the course of this time period was the Blueback Square project. And my memory is correct, it was a referendum that says, if we go forth, then we'll be seeing some tax decreases in the future. That's my comment.
Thank you very much. We receive comments at a public hearing. We don't respond. It doesn't,
Okay.
So thank you for that comment.
Okay.
After this meeting, the town manager can kind of explain, to you offline, not during the meeting. And that's just the structure of all our public hearings. So
That's
if we
fine.
break it for one, then.
That's fine. I just wanted to have that be
Thank you.
considered because it's been quite a while since,
Thank you.
okay. That's about it. That's it.
Thank you for coming and sharing your thoughts. Appreciate it. We do not have anybody signed up to speak further, so we are going to recess the public hearing until 7:30. So we will see you then. Thank you. Okay. All right, kids. Calling to order, reconvening our public hearing on the budget that began at 6 o'clock, returning from recess. It's 7:30. Recess has, well, we'll check public comment first. Thank you. Okay, I have Charmaine Hartins on this, 33 Georgia, and Charmaine, I think, spoke at the last public hearing, so, okay. Is there anybody else that would like to speak to the public hearing on the budget? Okay, and you haven't received any emails or texts?
No additional comments,
Communication.
Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Town Clerk. Okay, it's 7:30, it's 7:30. Recess is ended and the public hearing is now. No more comments? Without objection, I move that we adjourn. Any objections? Hearing no objections, we are adjourned from the public hearing. Okay, and now we will call to order our town council meeting. This is March 26th town council meeting, and we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Mr. David?
Good evening, Madam Mayor. Councilor Blanks.
Present.
Mayor Cantor.
Here.
Councilor Cortez.
Here.
Councilor Fay.
Present.
Councilor McGinnis.
Present.
Councilor Poland.
Here.
Councilor Walters.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Winograd.
Here.
Councilor Zdanowitz.
Here.
Thank you, Mr. Davidoff. Before we enter into our first item, I just want to say that we are thinking of our neighbors and friends in Baltimore and all that they are dealing with now with the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse earlier this morning, the large container ship that lost power and hit a suspension column, I guess. And they've recovered 2 people, but I think 6 people are still missing. So, but this is very, very disruptive to the Northeast and much of shipping, and it's a really a very difficult situation. And our thoughts are with all of the people there and the leaders that are dealing with this crisis. We will begin transitioning to a much better note. This is actually March is Social Work Month, and we have people that work tirelessly in so many corners of our state and our country in social work, and they change lives, they save lives, and we have treasured social workers, and we have 2 of our treasured social workers here, and I'm going to deliver a proclamation up here, so please join me. Thank you. So we have Karen Paquette and Liz Bazinski here from our social, they are social workers, and they do remarkable work every day for West Hartford. And this is not specific to them, but I just want to say that if ever there is a need or something happens in town, these are the faces that you see with people most in crisis. And just, I want to thank you ahead of time before the formal words for all that you do. Whereas social work is a profession truly dedicated to helping people and whose primary mission is to enhance human well-being and help meet the basic and complex needs of all people, with a particular focus on helping people who are vulnerable, oppressed, or living in poverty. And whereas social work follow a code of ethics that calls on them to fight social injustice and to respect the dignity and worth of all people. And whereas social workers meet people where they are and help communities reach their full potential, working in all facets of our society, including schools, hospitals, community organizations, the military, mental health centers, social services agencies, corporations, local and state and federal governments. And whereas social workers are on the front lines in helping solve pressing social problems, including an increased demand for mental health services, addiction crisis and economic inequality. And whereas the 2024 Social Work Month theme is empowering social workers, embodies the need for society to support social workers so they can continue to do the life-affirming work they do and help address societal needs. Now therefore be it proclaimed on behalf of the Town Council and the residents of West Hartford, I, Mayor Sherry G. Cantor, do hereby proclaim the month of March 2024, still a little left, as National Social Work Month, and call upon all of our citizens to join National Association of Social Workers in the town of West Hartford in celebration and support of social work profession. Congratulations, and thank you both so much for what you do. You want a picture? Ronnie, do you want a picture with the proclamation? Thank you. All right, you take this back to the department, maybe? And I want to recognize Helen Rubino Turkey, which is the director of the department. Thank you all. Thank you again, and we will not be offended if you go home. All right, now we go to public forum. Mr. Dodge, is there anybody signed up to speak on anything to the agenda with which we, not the subject of a public hearing? It is blank. Is there anybody here to speak to anything on the agenda? Okay, we will go to number 4, Mr. Winograd.
Thank you. Without objection, I move that items 5A, 5B, and 8A be placed on the consent calendar.
Is there any objection? All right, hearing no objection, the items are placed on consent. Mr. Winograd?
I move adoption of the consent calendar.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. And we go to 6, Mr. Winograd.
Thank you. I move to adopt a resolution authorizing the execution of permanent easements to support the development project at 27 Park Road.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded. Mr. Ledwith, if you could.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Try
Back in January of 2019, the Town Council approved the redevelopment project known as One Park. As part of that approval process and under conditions of approval, the developer was required to grant 2 easements on its property in favor of the town. One easement is for a bus shelter of approximately 169 square feet located on the southern side of Park Road, just west of the Prospect Park intersection. And the other easement is for the stormwater infrastructure area and is approximately 2,500 square feet and is located along Prospect Avenue. It's actually a culvert that goes underneath Prospect Avenue. That is the town's culvert. So should have been part of the easement with the Sisters of St. Joseph's going back many, many years, but was not. So this resolution would approve both of these permanent easements.
Thank you, Mr. Ledwith. Are there any questions? Okay. Seeing no questions, we can go to a vote. All right. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right. Now we go to number 7, Mr. Winograd.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Without objection, I move to receive and refer the I move to receive and refer the ordinance concerning zoning regulations for cannabis establishments to Town Plan and Zoning TPZ, Capital Region Council of Government, CROG, the City of Hartford, the Town of Newington, and the Town of Farmington for their required review and set for public hearing on May 14th, 2024 at 7 p.m.
Thank you, Mr. Winograd. Are there any objections? There being no objection, the motion is adopted. B, Mr. Winograd. Oh, no, we're going to go right to, I'm sorry, I'm going to read a resolution authorizing the Corporation Council to settle pending litigation, Kelly Murphy versus Town of West Hartford and Justin E. Andrews. And there's a docket number here. Mr. Dodge?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. This is a resolution to settle a lawsuit that has been filed against the town. I would recommend that the Town Council go into executive session for a discussion of pending litigation. I would ask Deputy Attorney General, I almost promoted you, Gina. Deputy Corporation Counsel Gina Verano and also Kitty Rule from the law firm Howden Ludorf, who's representing the town in this matter, to join us.
Mr. Dodge, would it be appropriate, or can we do this, if we vote to move the town manager's report up and the announcements up, and then do this, or do you?
That would be perfectly fine with me, Madam Mayor. Since we're already on this item, I would suggest just making a motion to table it. We can then revisit it after the town manager's report.
Okay, motion to table. There's no
Second.
vote, right? Motion to table is just
Just tabled.
tabled, okay. Okay, we will go to you, Mr. Ledwith.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. My town manager's report can be found online, and I'll hit a couple of highlights for everyone this evening regarding council business and meetings. Next week, we have a couple of budget workshops. We have a budget workshop for the Public Safety Committee on Wednesday, April 3rd at 8 a.m. That's a virtual meeting. And then we have our second public hearing on Wednesday, April 3rd, that afternoon at 2 p.m. right here in the council chambers. And then we'll have another budget workshop. The Public Works Facilities and Sustainability Committee meeting will be April 3rd that night at 6 p.m., and that will be virtual. We have a Special Services District public hearing on Tuesday, April 9th at 6:30 p.m. here in council chambers, and then our next council meeting is Tuesday, April 9th at 7:30 p.m. here in council chambers. Early voting began today here in Town Hall. Connecticut now joins 47 other states that offer in-person voting ahead of Election Day. Early voting started today for the presidential preference primary and will continue on Wednesday, March 27th, Thursday, March 28th, and Saturday, March 30th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. here in the Town Hall Auditorium. And the presidential preference primary will be held on Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024. In Connecticut, only Democrats and Republicans are eligible to vote in their party primary. The library's strategic plan for 2024-2028 is now available. The West Hartford Public Library has completed its new strategic plan outlining the library's roadmap for the next 4 years, developed with guidance from the library board and staff and with thoughtful input from town leaders and community members. The plan's initiatives will serve as the library's area of focus for innovation and improvement. The library has identified 5 initiatives: expand access to resources, increase awareness, support employees, build more responsive and inclusive collections and programs, and improve the experience for all types of users. The strategic plan is available in Arabic, Chinese, Hindi, Portuguese, Spanish, and Vietnamese at all library locations, or can be downloaded from the library's website. On March 18th, the town selected GWWO Architects to design the new Elmwood Community Center, Library Teen Center, Senior Center, which will also incorporate, as I mentioned, the Library Teen Center and Senior Center. GWWO specializes in cultural and educational projects with an emphasis on designs that are inspirational, evocative, and progressive. The creative team employs a story-based design approach that encourages discovery, facilitates collaboration, and invites exploration. The project is anticipated to start construction in hopefully 2025. The West Hartford Center Infrastructure Master Plan project will have an update on April 8th. The town and its consultant Stantec will hold 2 project update sessions on the West Hartford Center Infrastructure Master Plan on Monday the 8th in the Town Hall Auditorium. A morning session will be held from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m., and an evening session will be held from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. The same presentation will be offered at the start of each meeting, and both sessions will be recorded and live streamed on YouTube at the WHCI TV link. Curbside yard waste collection resumes on April 1st. Curbside yard waste collection begins the first full week of April and runs through the last week of October. Yard waste should be placed in 30-gallon biodegradable leaf bags or brown yard waste cart and placed at the curb on the same day as your recyclables. Brush must be cut to no longer than 4 foot lengths, tied and bundled with biodegradable twine. Yard waste is defined as yard trimmings, flowers, fruit, and vegetables from a household garden, leaves, pine needles and pine cones, acorns, twigs, dead plant matter, and thatch. Yard waste is not permitted in trash carts. Separating yard waste from the green refuse barrels greatly reduces the volume of trash sent to regional trash facilities and is a great way for West Hartford residents to contribute to West Hartford's environmental sustainability efforts. Rockledge Golf Club is now open for the season, and that began on Wednesday, March 13th. So we hope it's a great start of a great golf season. Tee times can be reserved online. Weather this time of year can be unpredictable, and adjustments to hours of operation may be needed. For safety purposes, the walking trails at Rockledge are now closed. And that concludes my town manager's report this evening. Through you, Madam Mayor, happy to answer any questions that the council had.
Thank you, Mr. Ledwith. Are there questions for the town manager? Okay, we have lots, but not, that's more a different subject. Okay, Mr. Dodge, do you want to state anything for your report, or just want to?
Excuse me. I have no report. We will require 2 executive sessions tonight, one for the item that is on the agenda, another for an item that we will suspend and add to the agenda.
Thank you. Okay, and quickly, the announcements. This one's important. Niche ranks West Hartford #1 in Connecticut. Niche.com announced today its 2024, and it really was today, list of best places to live in the country and the state. West Hartford has ranked #1 in Connecticut and number 159 in America. That's amazing. The list is intended to help everyone from young professionals to retirees decide where they want to live. Niche analyzed 230 cities and more than 18,000 places to compile this year's ranking. Community attributes considered in developing the list included the health of the local housing market, neighborhood diversity, area, public schools, and walkability, among others. This is the 7th consecutive year West Hartford has been ranked #1 in Connecticut, which really is amazing. Thank you. I mean, really tremendous. West Hartford Symphony Orchestra's Spring Classic Concert will be on April 7th at Northwest Catholic High School at 3 p.m., featuring Christopher Ladd on guitar, performing Guitar Concerto #1 by Mario, and I'm not even going to try. And then Verdi and Harlem Symphony by James P. Johnson will also be performed. So those tickets are online, whso.org. Easter egg hunt and Easter bunny photos will take place on March 30th, 1 to 3 p.m. at the Noah Webster House and West Hartford Historical Society. And tours, story time, and tours of Noah Webster House are included. Event and admission to the museum are free, but registration is required. So please, it's sponsored by Bergen Financial Group, North Star Realtors, and Bay Equity Home Loans. So go to Adlin at northstarrealtors.com. Diabetes Self-Management Workshop is held by our health district, a 7-week workshop for individuals with type 2 diabetes, newly diagnosed, who may need an update in managing their diabetes. Workshop is held by a registered dietitian and certified diabetes care and education specialist, Paula Kellogg-Leibovitz. Interactive diabetes workshops are also on Zoom. April 11th, 18th, 25th, May 2, 9, 16, and 23 from 6 to 8 p.m. For questions, please contact Susan Walsh at the West Hartford Bloomfield Health District. Pre-registration is required. Support Earth Day and Juneteenth Sustainable Connecticut Match programs. 2 special community events are raising money through Sustainable CT Match program and are asking for your support. Earth Day Festival will be held at Blueback Square on April 20th, 12 to 4, and will feature live music and Copperleaf's Giant Puppets, vendors, and nonprofits showcasing their environmentally conscious products and educational resources, and an interactive experience with Mother Earth for families and children. Donate on Patronicity for Earth Day. And Juneteenth will be celebrated on Saturday, June 15th in Town Hall lot. This celebration is more than just a gathering. It's a vibrant showcase of culture, resilience, and unity. The free event features live entertainment, children's activities, arts and crafts, food, inspirational speeches, a live mural painting, Juneteenth memorabilia and vendors, and also look on Patronicity, West Hartford Community, Juneteenth. And I will say the food pantry is in need of supplies, and I know that there are several locations you can donate, but including the West Hartford Methodist Church that Mr. Cortez can explain, but right here at Town Hall is a great place to do that. And items with a little protein, beans, and peanut butter, really appreciated. Anything else for personal hygiene items, too? Yeah, okay, Mr. Cortez.
If I can just add to that last thing, so West Hartford United Methodist Church begins diaper drive starting April 1st. So we'll transition from the food drive to the diaper drive, and again, all those stuff will benefit food pantry here, and you can get put feminine products and toiletry items as well. We'll do a collection for that, and we will always welcome food for the food pantry as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cortez. Anything else? All right, so we are back to Mr. Dodge to explain resolution authorizing the Corporation Council to settle pending litigation. We have to take no formal action to take it off the table, right?
You do actually need to take a formal action to take it off the table.
We do,
So if there
okay.
could be a motion to take the item off the table, that would be good.
Okay,
So I move to take the item of Murphy versus Andrews off the table.
Second.
motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we are now talking about this item. Mr. Dodge.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. As I stated earlier, we have a resolution before you settling a lawsuit that's been filed against the town. I would suggest that we go into executive session prior to discussing this. I would invite Assistant or Deputy Corporation Counsel Gina Barano and Katie Rule from the law firm Howden Ludorf, who's representing the town in this matter, to join us, as well as the town manager.
Thank you, Mr. Dodge. Mr. Winograd?
Without objection, move that we enter into executive session to discuss pending litigation, Kelly Murphy versus Town of West Hartford and Justin E. Andrews.
Is there any objection? There being no objection, we will enter into executive session. We will also have Corporation Counsel, as Mr. Dodge said, Deputy Corporate Counsel, Town Manager, and Attorney Rule. Thank you.
and Justin E. Andrews.
Second.
Again, any questions or comments? All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Then we go to our suspense item. Mr. Winograd.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Without objection, I move that we suspend the rules for the purpose of opening the agenda to add an executive session to discuss pending litigation in the estate of Jade Gator by Johnny Gator and Lisa Thomas individually and as co-administrators versus Town of West Hartford and West Hartford Board of Education, and a docket number HHG CV 246177542.
Is there any objection? Okay, hearing no objection, the item has been added to the agenda. Ms. Winograd?
Without objection, I move that we enter into executive session to discuss pending litigation, the estate of Jade Gator by Johnny Gator and Lisa Thomas individually and as co-administrators versus Town of West Hartford and West Hartford Board of Education, docket number HHD CV 24-61777542.
Is there any objection? Okay, there being no objection, we will enter into executive session. I invite Corporation Counsel, Deputy Corporation Counsel, Town Manager, and Attorney Rule with Howd and Ludorf to join us.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Madam Mayor, just for the members of the audience who are here tonight, this is purely to give the Town Council a status update on this litigation. There will be no action taken by the Town Council after the executive session. I expect that we will immediately adjourn.
Thank you, Mr. Dodge. Okay, we are now going into executive session.